Hi guys, welcome back for another video. I'm Jess and I'm one of the creative designers here at Sizzix. Today I'm going to get to play with the brand new Eileen Hull collection that has just released, and I'm going to make a kind of book review journal and a little bookmark to go with it. So any booktokers out there, I know it's a massive craze going on TikTok at the moment. I myself have been sucked in. I've read so many books this year and I want to start to track them and have a cute little bookmark to pop in, and I just think the Eileen Hull collection is the perfect place to start and collate all of those fun things. So let's get started. So first off, I'm going to make a little journal to kind of pop all of my book reviews in. Now I'm going to start off and use this die. So this is her scoreboard die in the collection. And it's quite a big one, so you're going to want either extended plates or your Big Shot Plus for this one. And you're going to want to use mixed media board or matte board. So for my final one that I've actually got here to show you, I've used matte board, but I've only got mixed media board left, so I'm going to end up using some of that, but it's the same kind of thing. It's just grey instead of white, so it works in the same way, but you want it to be nice and sturdy. And what I've actually already done is I've covered my mixed media board with some cardstock. So I'm going for a pink theme, so I just adhered some spray adhesive, added some spray adhesive to the cardstock and then tacked this on both sides, and then this is going to be the main part of my kind of review journal. But before I do that, I want to add a little bit of something to the front of it. So I can end up cutting that in a second, but I'm going to end up using the stencil, the layered stencil from her collection as well. Now there are 4 layers to this, but actually I'm only going to use 2. And that's the beauty of layered stencils, is you can kind of mix and match and choose the ones that you want to use. So I'm going to take, obviously, our stencil and stamp tool, and I'm going to use the stenciling element. I'm just going to do it on plain white cardstock, and then we're going to end up cutting it down. So I'm going to take my stencil adapter and I'm going to place layer 1 down, and I'm going to use 2 distress oxides for this. So I'm going to use tattered rose and pickled raspberry. So I'm just going to make sure you can see that. Let's bring this over, there we go. And then I've got our multi-tools with the blending head attachment. So I'm going to do the lightest shade first, and then we're going to go over with the darker shade on layer 2. Now, of course, I'm going for a pink theme, but you could do whatever colours are your favourite colours. Maybe you could even do seasonal themes with colours, or I know a lot of people like to group their books by colours of the covers or the authors or whatever it might be. So you could definitely change the colours to suit those kind of themes as well. Okay, so that is my first layer all done, and then we can go on to our second layer. So like I said, I'm only using the 2 layers from this just because I think it makes a really nice background pattern. There is kind of a lovely kind of circle and floral element as well that you could add on the top for other makes, but for this one I'm just going to add these 2 layers together. Okay, just make sure that you've got all of those little bits covered. You can peel it off, go back in, add more ink if you want to. But I think I'm pretty happy with that, and that is going to be our kind of front cover, okay? So we can have this off of our back now, and we can pop that to one side. So I'm going to take some scissors and I'm just going to, here we go, I'm just going to trim around this roughly. Because we're going to end up cutting this out from that die anyway, so we're not going to get any of those edge pieces in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut just that piece that we did first from the scoreboard die. So make sure that's lined up, and I'm going to use the Big Shot Plus today just because, like I said, you need something with extended plates or you need a plus. And I just happen to have mine handy. And you just want to roll that through your 2 clear plates. Okay, so we've got that, and as you can see, that's covered on both sides because we added that cardstock. And then what you want to do is you want to take your stenciled element, and then we're going to place that over one side of the section like so, and we're going to die cut that again. And then we're going to stick this on top of our mat board base. Okay, so you've got that section there with the tab, and we're going to end up trimming that off, okay? Sorry, a lot of moving of the machine, but I want to make sure that you can see everything. So literally all we do is just trim off that section. You could use our scoring board and trimmer for this as well. There we go. And now that is the perfect size to go onto the front of our journal. So if I bend our journal along those scoring elements, and then that is going to sit, oh, there we go, that way. That is going to sit perfectly onto the front. So I'm going to stick that on. You could do that with the spray mount that we used for the cardstock, or you can just use some double-sided tape. And we're just going to attach that to the front. And then that's going to have a nice decorative front to our book review journal. Let's have that flat. Okay, and that just literally sticks on the front like so. So now you've got a decorative front on your journal, and that's done all the hard work for you, which is great. Now we can start to think about the other elements that we're going to add. So from some of the other dies in her collection, we've got a little notes section that we can pop on the front. So I think I'm going to have that on the front here, like so. You could pop another little coloured cardstock behind. Actually here I've done it slightly raised, so you could definitely do that if you wanted to. And I'll show you the other elements that I've done. And I've actually cut this, I forgot to say. There we go. I've cut the notes section from some of our textural. Now this is the cherry blossom colour, I believe. Primrose, sorry. So this is our primrose colour, and this is what I've done, these elements here. So I've done the notes bit, I've done the little tab section, which cuts from that main die, and then this little butterfly is from another die in her collection. And how I've attached this is the way that it cuts from this textural. Now I've done it with this textural just because it's a little bit more sturdy than cardstock. So for particularly things like your fastening here, you want it from something that's going to be a little bit more sturdy than cardstock, so it just works great for that. And the way I've attached the little butterfly is I literally just thread some ribbon through the little wings, like so. Place that on the side, and then have hot glued it together just like that. So I've just placed some hot glue, and then I'll show you how it looks on here. Just like that. So just some hot glue there, and then that's kept a little butterfly in place as a little extra added like tab to decorate our journal with. And the little button that I've used is just a little push button. You could use a magnet or something like that. Now for inside, I've utilised this little pocket section here to add my little review pages that I'm going to then place into the book. And then I've made some extra little pages. So these are just from white cardstock, and then I've just used a little pink tab here to piece them all together. And you could make as many pages as you want. You can cut them from that die or make them a little bit smaller like I have. And you can just keep adding pages if you want to. So I'm gonna hot glue gun that piece into place. Just because I find this is nice and secure. And you just want to make sure that it's the same width as the width of your journal or your notebook. Okay. This tab's just come off a little bit, so I'm just going to hot glue that back into place. There we go. So that is in and secure. Now you can start to think about your little pages. Now what I've done is I've got a kind of front page, which is going to be all of my 5-star or any star ratings. Hopefully they're all 5-star books that you're reading. And you can literally just colour in the ones. So we're going to do 5-star as our yellow. Then our 4 stars are our pink. And I've just done a little bit of a chart down here. And then when you come to rate your little books, you can colour in the top one. So number 1, you'd be like, okay, my first book that I read, was that a 5-star? If it was, I'm going to colour that box in yellow. If it was a 4-star, I'm going to colour it in pink, and so on. But there's tons of ideas for little sections of these book review pages on all platforms, but so you can have a look over there. I'm just going to use the dark purple. Oh, have I got any dark purple left? It seems to be almost all run out. Oh, I might need a different pen for that dark purple one. but that's fine. I'll colour that in later. Hopefully I'm not reading many 1-star books, but that's going to be our front page. So I'm going to place that at the very front. So I'm going to take our adhesive roller and place that in here. I've smudged it a little bit, so that's my fault. And then you've got your review pages. Now what I've done is I've printed off my little pages and I left some elements so I could stamp some of the sentiments from Eileen's collection onto here. So I've got things like picture this, so that is where our picture of our book is going to go. We've got from the heart, so what rating you're going to give it. We've got consider, so would you read it again? And then your thoughts, and you can write a few little points. So I'm just going to grab the correct ones and then we'll stamp one of our spare ones just so you can see how easily it kind of stamps those top pieces. So I've got consider, thoughts, from the heart, and where's my picture this one? In the middle. There we go. And this is where your stencil and stamp can come back in. And all you need to do is place your little review sheet down. So we've got thoughts, from the heart. And obviously you can change up your little review page to have whatever you want on it. And you can use these stamps in different ways as well. I'm just going to place that there. I'm going to grab my ink. And then just stamp that. And if you register where you've placed each piece, though, when you go to stamp your next one, you can literally do several of them in one go. So I could literally stamp that, be okay, I place this on my sticky grid sheet. I've got 4 across and however many down. So when I just go to peel this off, I'll put the next one on. And you can just do a little conveyor belt of stamping those all. But I just think that's really, really cute. And to be fair, I could have done a title. I think that was my intention actually, to do a little title on this one using those stamp sets. But you could definitely do that as well. So from here, I've got the couple of books that I've been reading recently. So that was A Court of Thorns and Roses and Fourth Wing. If you are a BookTok girly, then you will know these are 2 very popular ones over there. Lots of people have been recommending them to me. So I finally got the chance to read them. I'm kind of reading all my kind of fantasy books at the moment and loving it. But obviously you can do whatever you want, and then you could just literally utilize all those pages, write all your thoughts, and then just keep going with the extra ones. And then you could utilize, let me just place that down. There we go. And you can utilize this little pocket so you can have all of your little stickers cut out for your book covers, and you can slot them in there. So once you've read it, you can stick that little sticker down and then you can fill in your thoughts. So there you have your little BookTok review journal, which is adorable. So how cute is that with all of those little pieces? I'll just open it up and go through it. So we've got the little element where you can keep your stickers and all your extra pages, your 5-star ratings, and then your little pages inside. And then you've got that gorgeous cover front with the notes and the butterfly down the side. So that is our little review journal. But obviously, you can't have a reading crafty session without making your own bookmark. So I am going to grab all the bits, and we're going to make our own cute little bookmark. Again, using that Eileen collection, because she actually has this gorgeous bookmark kind of die. So you can use all of those elements on there, and it is the perfect size, and you can make tons of different ones, but I'm going to show you a really fun shaker one. So I'm going to take that main element, and what I'm going to do is, or what I've already started to do, is I've cut one out, well, I've cut two out actually, from some ivory cardstock. Again, I'm going for a pink kind of theme, but this is going to be my base. So I've got two there, and I'm going to use one to cut into. So this extra little element that comes with the die set, I'm going to, oh, there it is. I'm going to take our maker's tape, and I'm going to secure that. I'm actually going to start in the middle, because what I want to achieve is 3 separate panels, okay? So I'm going to place one in the middle. I'm going to cut that, okay? So I cut this first, and then I'm going to cut out the 3 separate panels. So I'm going to start with the middle and then cut either side. And then what I'm also going to do at the same time is I'm going to take some shrink plastic. You could use any frosted plastic, and we're going to cut that from that, because this is then going to sit over here so we can see through it. There are also loads of floral elements within that die set, and I've actually cut those out as well, because we're going to decorate with the florals. So I'm going to cut all of those pieces out. You could use whatever machine for this. You don't need your plus, but since I've got mine out, I may as well. Okay. So we've got that shrink plastic element, which is going to sit behind our little windows, and you can see how we've now cut that first one out. So to cut out the other ones, I just need to place that down the bottom and then at the top, and then you would eventually have the one that I showed you before, and that is going to sit on there. So I'm going to attach these together with a little bit of glue. Oh, actually, I've just realised I don't want to attach those together yet. What I want to do is add my flowers. Of course I do, because I've forgotten about those. All those little flowers that I've cut out. I now want to arrange these. So bear in mind, you're only going to see what you're going to see through those panels. So keep thinking about that. Keep kind of placing that on and being like, okay, so what am I going to see? I'm going to see just a corner of that. Okay, so you can kind of see, we're going to see a corner of that one. Then I'm going to place this one down. I'm going to place that about there. So you kind of want them relatively close together, because there's not going to be much space to kind of show everything. But we want to make sure we see enough of these florals. So I've cut these from different shades of pink cardstock and yellow and gold as well. Okay, so we've got all of the flower bits kind of put down, and you can see how once you add that window on, it really hones in on the areas of those flowers. I am just going to place centers on all of these bigger ones. And I've already pre-cut these from some gold cardstock. But again, change up the colours, whatever you want to do. They don't have to be the same as mine. Okay, and now I can add the glue on and I can attach that to the front. You just want to line that up and then secure that in place. And if any hang over, you can just trim those off afterwards. Like so. Okay. Now that is really cute as it is. Oh, let's move that centerpiece, there we go. That is really, really cute as it is. And actually that would make a perfect bookmark. However, I want to go one step further. So I did cut out another one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some foam tape and I'm going to cut this foam tape in half so it's even thinner. If you've got a thinner foam tape, that'd be great. I'm just going to grab my scissors. And what you want to do is you want to use the foam tape to kind of enclose all of these little windows, okay? So we don't want to go over where the windows are, where it's kind of opaque. Sorry, not opaque, translucent? I think that's the correct word. Excuse me. So we're going to do it like that, and then we're going to place strips down the side. So this is where those thinner bits that I mentioned are going to come in handy. So we're going to cut this in half. You could even do just a couple of cuts and then just tear it because it is quite sticky. So once you've got your two thin strips, you just want to place those down the sides like so. And that's going to create those three little boxes that are going to be kind of encapsulated on all sides with that foam tape. And the next step is to add some sequins. Now I've got some of our limoncello sequins, so they come in stacks with 5 different shapes and kind of sizes. I have combined a few of mine together just to make my life a little bit easier. And I'm just going to add a selection to each section. Because these are small sections, you don't need much. Creating a bit of a pile over here, so of all my bits, but that's fine. So you just want to be careful when you're peeling these off because the sequins are going to want to try and stick to that foam tape. So try and stop that from happening as best as you can, okay? Don't worry if you have a few little bits caught though. It's not the end of the world. last little bit. And poke those back to where they were. Oh, I think I've missed a bit in the middle. Oh, see, you can see how quickly they want to start sticking to that foam tape. But that's good because it means that once we stick the backing on, they're going to stay in place. I've missed this one here. Okay. And then you can take that other section and just line it up. And firmly press it into place. And that's going to keep those sequins all inside, okay? And now you have your Shake It Pain bookmark. The last thing, all I've done is taken a hole punch and I just punched a hole through there. It was pretty easy to do. And then I just added a little bit of ribbon and I've got that Shake It Pain front to my bookmark. So that can sit perfectly inside of my book to keep where I am when I'm reading. And then I've got my little journal, my little book review journal to make notes and keep reviews on all of my favourite books. Hopefully, not many 1 stars, hopefully loads of 5-star reads. But yeah, let me know if you recreate anything like this using that gorgeous Eileen Hull collection. And let me know what book you're reading at the moment. I would love some more recommendations to add to my little review book. Yeah, like I said, I'm big in my fantasy stage at the moment. So if you've got any recommendations, please let me know and share all of your makes across all of our socials. We love to see it, and let's have a really cute little book talk kind of collection over on our Sizzix socials, because that would make me very happy. So I think that is it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one, but until then, stay safe, keep reading and keep crafting. Thanks, bye.